This video is a personal favorite of mine and was one that genuinely scared me when I was younger. Even to today's standards, this video still holds up for its creepiness and realism. The video is titled Real Demons Caught on Tape and was posted on January 28, 2009 by the user Chester Tyler 714. It starts off with a blurred recording and a man clearly in distress as he's frantically breathing as if he's running away from someone or something. Moments later, he turns on his flashlight and we get to see a clear visual of where he's at for the first time. The man is in a bedroom and everything appears somewhat normal, until the camera is aimed at the ceiling and a hand randomly appears through it. This wouldn't be the only hand, as more would start to appear with almost the entire ceiling being filled with them. He then turns off the flashlight, presumably trying to hide himself, but once he turns it back on, the hands are still there and almost reaching out to him at this point, and things get much worse. Not only are the hands coming from the ceiling, but now there's some coming from underneath the door. Eventually, he starts to look around the room and to his surprise, he spots an eye on the wall. Once again, the flashlight from the camera goes off, and this time he's even more freaked out than ever. When he turns it on again, a dark figure that's formed by the hands and arms is shown, and then the video ends off with a brief jump scare. Despite this video being more than a decade old, it's still receiving comments about how great the editing was for a 2009 horror video, and many people are recounting their first time watching it. The video received a ton of praise for its obscurity, genuine good editing, and its overall disturbing factor. Now, due to how obscure it was, viewers wanted to learn more about the video's origins. The title and description provided little information regarding who made the video and how they created it. So with that in mind, the search for its origin and background began. It took a couple years, but just 3 years later in 2012, a potential answer was found. It was during this time that a couple short horror films that shared a similar editing style to Real Demons Caught on Tape started to resurface. One of the films is titled VHS and is in the style of a found footage horror anthology film, meaning it features several shorter films that's compressed into one single film. Specifically, one of the short films titled October 31st, 1998 was the one that caught many people's attention. This film involves a group of friends heading out to a Halloween party. However, they go to the wrong address and experience paranormal phenomenon in the house they go to. In the video's credit, it mentions that the film was written and directed by Radio Silence, which are a film and TV production company. They were brought on to co-direct and co-write a brief segment of VHS after producer Bros Miska saw one of the group's older found footage films titled Mountain Devil Prank Fails Horribly. I bring this up because it should be noted that a ton of people mentioned that Radio Silence video editing style was quite similar to Real Demons Caught on Tape. What made this interesting is that the original video would make an appearance on the official Adult Swim YouTube channel. The film was showcased as part of its visual mixtape named Off the Air for its Nightmares episode. In the video's description, it reveals that the person who shot the Real Demons Caught on Tape film was Justin Martinez, who happens to be the co-creator of Radio Silence. Justin Martinez even confirmed this on a Reddit post 12 years ago on the r/horror subreddit. In the post, he even links a Q&A session he had that goes into detail regarding how he did some of the effects. Justin was asked how he got the idea for the video, in which he explained that he was thinking about the creepiest thing that could happen to him in his house. It was also originally meant to take place in the kitchen, but he later decided to do it in his room. Adding on, he mentioned that he used a Canon power shot to record it and set it to video mode. For the light effect, he plugged in a bright light and used it like it was a flashlight in the video. For the arm effect, he painted one of them with washable black paint and used a green screen for the backdrop. Not only that, but he lit his arm that was right next to the camera in order to make sure that the angle felt like it was coming from a handheld light, and a bit of After Effects did the trick as well. To create the body of arms, he just used all of the green screen arm footage he had recorded throughout his process, and he strategically placed them all around to form the shape of a body. The head of the creature is just a cutout of his face that he photoshopped. In total, he spent around 2 months working on everything, even admitting that he would sometimes spend up to 15 hours per day just to work on it. Surprisingly, Justin stated that he truly never liked the final outcome of the video. However, others than myself can definitely argue that this video definitely creeped them out when they first viewed it. This video is titled Kuyang Duyak. At first glance, we are shown a creature with the head of a woman with long hair, with the body of an unknown animal lying on a table or bed. The person recording is outside of the cage and speaking a foreign language. Throughout the entirety of the video, the creature doesn't make any noise, doesn't move its body, and just seems to mind its own business. The only thing that can be noticed is that it's awake and is looking at those recording it. The video abruptly ends, leaving us viewers questioning what we just witnessed. With little to no information regarding the video besides the title, Kuyang Duyak leaves you with some information regarding folklore. The word Kuyang is described as a nocturnal female spirit of Southeast Asian folklore. Kuyang is one of the many names of the spirit, but is commonly referred to as Krasu. It's believed that the spirit appears as a floating, disembodied head of a woman, with her internal organs still attached and trailing down from the neck. The Krasu belongs to a group of similar mythological entities across different regions of Southeast Asia. They all share the same common characteristics as previously mentioned, but they go by different names. So while Krasu is considered a Thai entity, Kuyang is part of the Indonesian mythological entities. Krasu has no official origin, but it's been speculated to likely have been originated from the Duyak folklore. According to folklore, Kuyang is believed to be a cursed individual who engaged in various sins and fraudulent conduct during her previous life. They then engaged the rest of their life participating with dark and black magic, as the legend explains that during their living life, they would practice these rituals, and as a form of their punishment in their technically new life, they can only perform these acts of witchcraft. There are so many claims that vary from different regions, but in this case, I'll be referring to Cambodian and Indonesian culture. They suggest that in its true form, the Kuyang appears to be a normal woman throughout the day until nighttime reaches, in which it transforms into a flying head. During this time, it flies around the area seeking out the most vulnerable victims, such as children, the elderly, pregnant women, and so on, and they attempt to suck their blood out. Now there are ways for people to defend themselves, such as reciting prayers, placing thorns around individuals' houses, amulets to repel spirits, or if you know how to capture one, just leaving them in a closed location or a cage, which seems to be the case in this original video. While looking at other references that are related to the original video, a news report regarding a fox-human creature at a Pakistan zoo shares some information on what could possibly be happening. At the Karachi Zoo, a mythical half-fox, half-woman creature is on display to entertain those who come across it. The creature goes by the stage name Mumtaz, but is actually a performer named Murad Ali. Murad is shown on display by sitting underneath a box and having his head stick out with the body of a stuffed fox close to him to give the illusion that he is a half-human, half-fox. This brings us to the conclusion that the creator behind this video staged a similar setup that Murad uses, likely for just obscure and unknown reasons. Possessed Girl Found in the Subway starts off with two guys walking in a subway station. Things become pretty graphic early on as they come across a girl who appears to be possessed. Not only that, but she can be visibly seen struggling as there's a ton of blood dripping from her mouth. The lady continues on screaming for the entirety of the video and is seen moving abnormally, which is what gives the two guys the impression that there's something seriously wrong with her. In the end, she jumps out towards the men and chases them, which results in the video coming to an end. This video was deemed at first to be a possible real recording of a possession. What makes this video even more disturbing is the grainy footage itself and how little context was given. But with that being said, this video is actually a short film created by the online persona the Dolphin Muzzle for the movie Hellbender. Now the video itself doesn't make an appearance in the film, however it does get promoted on an article on the Bloody Disgusting website, which is associated with the movie. The article mentions that the director of the movie, J.T. Petty, explains that the short film was well received, and that the possessed woman channels Isabel Adjani, the main protagonist for his film, making it a successful short film. While there are many different variations of this video that have become popular over the years, we are going to specifically be looking at this one created by the user NorseFurFX, since it's the original. The video Dolphin Muzzle was posted on December 30th, 2007, and compared to some of the other videos that I've talked about, this video had a bit more context to it, making it much easier to find its origin. A watermark can be seen as an overlay for the video that says NorseFurFX and mascots. In the description, it also states, "This is our Dolphin Muzzle prosthetics and slush cast latex." A website link is even provided, and upon clicking on it, the site reveals the hundreds of latex prosthetic pieces that the company has to offer. This includes animals, monsters, characters, and much more. Scrolling through the prosthetic categories reveals the different gears, accessory, and masks they have to offer. When swiping through the different categories, we see a familiar face. Under the aquatic animals section, Dolphin Muzzle mask makes an appearance alongside an orca face and walrus muzzle. Some other pictures of the dolphin muzzle are shown, in which, if you're familiar with it, I'm sure you have seen some of these pictures posted elsewhere. Other images of the jaw and mouth are shown as well, to demonstrate how it was created. While there are many other creations on the site that are pretty neat themselves, it seems that the dolphin muzzle garnered the most attention. Going back to the Norse Fur FX YouTube channel, other prosthetics are documented to show off the creator's creation. But with that in mind, you might question, who is the person behind this all? Back in November 2015, a tutorial video demonstrating how the prosthetics and facial hair are created was uploaded. This is the first time we get to see the person behind it all, and the man reveals himself as Jason Harrison, the lead sculptor for Norse Fur FX. After this upload, the channel became quiet, as many years had gone by with no activity whatsoever. Then suddenly, a video was uploaded on their YouTube channel in February 2022, in which we finally get some explanation as to what happened. To summarize, the man explains that he hadn't had enough time to record, edit, and do makeup applications. Adding on, he mentioned that he's from a rural area, and so he explains that it's tough to upload due to poor internet speed. Later on, he brings forward the comments surrounding the topic of his older videos being creepy and disturbing, and he addresses it by saying that they look like that due to all of them being recorded on old first-gen cameras, and that it was difficult to find quality digital cameras back when he recorded the videos in 2004. If this specific topic interests you, there's another creator named Morbid for Fun who made a completely detailed video regarding Dolphin Muzzle, which I'll leave in the description if you wish to watch it. He's shown so much support to my channel, so I only feel it's right to give some support back. If you like my style of videos and the topics I talk about, you'll definitely like his. Also, kind of a side note, but the company Norse Fur FX is located in Deep River, Ontario, Canada. And I just think it's cool because I'm also from Ontario, so if I ever wanted to visit the actual place, I technically could. It's only a 5-hour drive from where I live, so you know what, maybe one day. This video starts off by proclaiming that in 1999, the Russian government organized a team of experienced geologists to investigate plate tectonics in Siberia. As the drilling team reached 4.4 kilometers into the Earth's crust, they discovered a problem. The drill began to rotate wildly, which meant that they either reached a large empty pocket or cavern. On top of this, temperature sensors showed a dramatic increase in heat to 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. The team decided to then lower a microphone to detect and record the sounds of plate movements, but unexpectedly, they heard what they described as a human voice screaming in pain. Initially, they believed that the bizarre sound was coming from one of their pieces of equipment, but as their suspicions grew, they started to realize that the screaming wasn't coming just from one human, but millions. Almost immediately after, a newspaper covered the story, but was quickly seized by the Russian government. Some of the personal recordings survived, and in 2009, one of them was emailed to a radio station in America. The audio clip is then played, and I remember hearing this for the first time being extremely scared because, while I'm probably more sensitive to disturbing sounds than imagery in a way, that makes sense, but this definitely freaked me out when I was younger. The ending of the video even provides a quote by the doctor who led the team, and I guess this was just enough to convince me over a decade ago. Now back then, I didn't really bother to do any research because I took everything from YouTube as face value and just believed it. But with a lot of these YouTube videos, they quickly get debunked. Another creator who goes by JC Wood explained that the audio from hell came from a horror and supernatural movie from 1972 known as Blood Baron. It was noted that an audio sample from the movie was taken and then layered and looped several times together to give the effect of a disturbing scream. Not only that, but the whole geologist team story is also faked, as it's been confirmed that some of the story aspects came from a radio broadcast titled "Quiet Please, the Thing on the Forward Board." Pretty funny looking back at the whole story and realizing how dumb it sounded, but I guess that's what happens when you watch disturbing videos on YouTube when you're young. If you made it to this point, I just want to thank you so much for being here and for watching. It means so much to me. Alright, first off, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. And I know I mentioned this a lot, but thanks for being here. I don't really have that many big updates. October's coming real soon. Excited for that. Spooky season. Gonna try to upload a couple videos during that time, but I'm just more excited for just Halloween. I'm a big fan of the fall season and Halloween in general. Gotta catch up on my horror movies. Also, almost a 1-year anniversary since I started my ASMR channel. And if you guys haven't been paying attention, it's been honestly growing pretty well. And I'm extremely thankful for all of you who support this channel and the other channel. It's actually mind-blowing that something so different compared to this channel is being received well by some of you guys. And even if you don't support the channel just because I know ASMR isn't for everyone, I still appreciate you for even clicking on this video and just being here. But yeah, that's all I have to say for today. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you watching have a great rest of your day. But before you leave, don't leave yet. I have to tell you something very important. I just want to let you know that I genuinely mean that, and I genuinely hope that you do have a great rest of your day. Alright, I'm gonna go now, but as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye for now.